Hey everyone, and for peek's sake, my room is still kind of pinkish. Hang on, give me a second. Oh, sorry, books are falling off. Okay, this is gonna be A Dog's Purpose, part 31. I cannot believe it's taking me this long to finish it, so here we go. Let's get to it. Even worse, Gabriella had the same. Wait. Embarrassingly, I had started to have trouble concentrating myself in time to make it outside and was more and more frequently leaving messes in the house. Even worse, Gabriella had the same problem, so that the trash can often contained both of her bowel movements. Ugh. Al took me on several front seat dog car rides to see the vet, who petted me all over while I groaned with pleasure. "You're a good dog, you're just getting old," Al said. I worried at being a good dog. Maya was very busy with Gabriella, so more and more it was just me and Al, which was okay by me. I could feel his tender affection every time he helped me up so we could take a car ride together. One day Al had to carry me out in the yard to do my business, and I felt the sadness in him breaking sharply as he came to terms with what this meant. I lifted his face in reassurance and put my head in his lap when he sat on the ground to cry. When Maya came home, she brought the baby outside, and we all sat together. You've been such a good dog, Ellie," Maya said over and over. You're a hero, dog. You saved lives. You saved that little boy, Geoffrey." Sorry, I cannot pronounce that name. A neighbor lady came over and picked up Gabriella. Maya bent over her child, loving her, whispering something in her ear. "Bye-bye, Ellie," Gabriella said. She held out her hand, and the lady stopped as I could lick it. "Say bye-bye," the woman said. "Bye-bye," Gabriella said again. The lady took Gabriella into the house. "This is so hard, Al," Maya sighed. "I know. If you want, I will do it for you, Maya." Al said, No, I need to be there for Ellie." Al gradually picked me up and carried me to the car. Maya got in the back seat with me. I knew where we were going on this car ride. Groaning with all my aches, I collapsed on the seat, my head in Maya's lap. I knew where we were going and was looking forward to the peace it would bring me. Maya stroked my head and I closed my eyes. I wondered if there was anything I would have wanted to do one more time. Find, swim in the ocean, stick my head out the car window. These are all wonderful things. I had done them all though, and that was enough. I wagged my tail when they laid me on the familiar steel table. Maya was crying, whispering, "You're a good dog," over and over, and it was her words and the sense of her love that I took with me when I felt the tiny prick by my neck and then was washed away by the wonderful warm ocean waters. 26. My new mother had a big black face and a warm pink tongue. I stared up at her numbly the first time I realized it was all happening again. It didn't seem possible, not after being Ellie. I had 8 more brothers and sisters, all of them black, all of them healthy and full of play. For the most part, though, I preferred to wander all off by myself and ponder what it meant that I was a puppy once more. It made no sense. I understood how I would never have been with Ethan if, as Tabby, I hadn't learned how to open a gate, and from my days in the convent learned that there was nothing to fear on the other side of the fence. With Ethan, I learned about love and accomplishment. I felt I was truly accomplishing my purpose just by accomplishing him on his daily adventures. But Ethan also taught me how to rescue from the pond, and so, when I was Ellie and learned how to find and show, I was able to save the little boy from the tunnel of water. I would not have been so good at it at work if I hadn't had the experience of being Ethan's dog. Jacob's cold distance and have been incomparable and painful to me. But now what? What could possibly happen now that I would justify my rebirth as a puppy? We were in a well-kept kennel with a cement floor, and twice a day a man came in and cleaned it. Alan took us out into the yard to roam in the grass. Other men and women spent time with us, lifting us and looking at our paws, and while I felt joy coming from them, more radiation, special love than I had with Ethan and with Maya and Al. Congratulations, you've got a fine litter here, Colonel. Colonel? Sorry guys, some of these names are really hard to pronounce. I don't know why. I'm sorry. One of them said, holding me up in the air as he spoke, "Fetch top dollar. I'm worried about that one you've got in your hands there." And none of the man replied. He smelled like smoke, and the way my new mother responded to him when he came in the kennel let me know he was her owner. Doesn't seem to have much energy. You have the vet look at him. The man holding me up, flipping me over, running his thumb under my lip to expose my teeth. I passively allowed this. I just wanted to be left alone. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong. He just goes off by himself and sleeps. The one called Colonel replied. Well, they can't all be champions, the first man said, setting me down. I felt unhappiness from Colonel as he watched me trot away. I didn't know what I could have done wrong, but I imagined I wouldn't be here long away. If previous experience had taught me anything, it was that people had a litter of puppies like them, but not enough to keep them. I was wrong, though. A few weeks later, most of my brothers and sisters were taken away by people, leaving just 3 of us left. I felt a sad renegation from my new mother, who had stopped noticing us, but still lowered her nose affectionately when any of us approached her to lick her face. She had apparently been through this before. Over the next several days, people came to visit us and play games, like putting us in pillowcases, juggling keys in front of us, and toss a ball past our noses to see what we would do. None of this struck me as a very rational way to behave around puppies, but everyone seemed very serious about the whole thing. A lot of money for one so small, a man remarked to Cloney. Sire is a 2-time national field champion. Mother's place in state 6 years in a row, won twice. I think you'll get your money's worth, Colonel said. They shook hands, and then it was just my mother and sister. I named Pounce because she always looked at me as if I couldn't see it coming. With her other brother gone, Pounce was on me restless, and I found myself wrestling with her in self-defense. Colonel took note of my more active relationship, and I felt something like relief come off of him. Then Pounce was taken away by a woman who smelled like horses, and I was all alone, which I have to admit was how I preferred it. How have you to lower the price, I guess, Colonel remarked a few days later. Shame that. I even raised my head or run over to him to try to convince him not to disappoint in me, which he apparently was. In truth, I was feeling heartsick. I just couldn't understand what was happening to me. Why was I a puppy again? The idea of going through training, of learning find with someone other than Maya or Jacob, or living another life simply defeated me. I felt like a bad dog. I didn't race over to the fence to see people when they visited, not even when they had children. I didn't want to do that again either. Ethan was the only child I'd ever be interested in. What's wrong with him? Is he ill? I heard a man ask one day. No, he just prefers to be off by himself, Colonel answered. The man came in the kennel and picked me up. He had light blue eyes and regarded me kindly. You're just a mellow fellow. Is that it? He asked me. I sensed an urgency inside him, and somehow knew I would be leaving the kennel with him that day. I wandered over to my new mother and gave her a farewell lick on the face. She seemed to know it, too, and nuzzled me in return. Give you $2.50, the man with the blue eyes said. I felt a sharp surprise in calling. What? Sir, the dog's Parony. Yeah, I read the ad Look, it's for my girlfriend. She's not going to take him hunting. She just wants the dog. You said you make a deal. Now I have to figure. If you got a 3-month-old puppy and breeding dogs is what you do, there's some reason people don't want this one. I don't think you want this one either. So I can go online and adopt a lab for nothing. I figured this one had all the papers in the pedigree. I go to $150. Anybody else lining up to buy this dog? I don't think so. A little while later, the man was loading me into the back seat of his car. He shook hands with Kaloni, who was letting me leave without as much as a farewell pat on the head. Excuse me. Sorry, I just got done seeing my boyfriend, and we went to breakfast, and I had pancakes for breakfast. So if I start burping, that's why. Anywho, the man handed Kaloni a small piece of paper. If you are ever looking for a good deal on a Lurks automobile, give me a call, the man said truthfully. I sized up my new owner. I liked that he was letting me be a front seat dog, but when he gazed over at me, I felt nothing like affection coming from him, but rather a complete interference. I soon found out why. I would not be living with a man whose name turned out to be Derek. My new home was with a woman named Wendy, who screamed and jumped up and down when Derek brought me in the house. Wendy and Derek immediately started wrestling together, so I found myself exploring the apartment which I now lived. There were shoes and clothes scattered everywhere, and boxes with dried food stuck in the inside, sitting out on a low table in front of the couch. I let these clean. Derek didn't rate any particular affection toward Wendy either, even though he hugged her as he was walking out the door. Whenever Al used to leave the house, the quick rush of love he felt to admire always made me swag my tail. But this man wasn't like that at all. Wendy's love for me was instant but confusing, a jumble of emotions I didn't understand. Over the next several days, she named me Po Bear, Google, Snoop Dogg, Leo, and Pistachado. Then I was Pooh Bear again, though she soon just stuck with Bear, and it vibrated Bear Pooh, Bear, Honey Hun Bear, Cuddle Bear, and Wonder Bear. She would hold me down and kiss me all over and squeeze me as if she couldn't get enough of me. And then the phone would ring and she'd draw me to the floor to answer it. Every morning Wendy rummaged through her belongings, her feelings wrapped up in a roll of panic, saying, I'm late. She would bang on the door, and then I'd be alone all day, bored silly. She put newspapers on the floor, but I couldn't remember if I was supposed to pee on them or avoid them, so I did a little of both. My teeth were so sore, my mouth was watery, so I wound up chewing on a couple of shoes, which sent Wendy into a screaming fit when she saw it. Sometimes she forgot to feed me, and then I had no choice but to dive into the trash can for something. This too caused screaming. As far as I could see, life with Wendy had no purpose whatsoever. We didn't train together. We didn't even walk together much. She would open the door and let me run around in the yard at night, but hardly ever during the day, and only when with an odd future fear as if we were doing something wrong. I became so frustrated, so full of pent up urgency that I wound up barking, sometimes for hours straight, my voice ringing off the walls and back at me.